Teachers, what's the smartest thing a student has ever done? I've been teaching for over a decade, and I thought I had seen everything until Henry. Henry was one of those students who was always on the verge of failing, but never quite pushed himself enough to turn things around. He wasn't a bad kid, he was just lazy, and he had a habit of getting very creative when it came to avoiding consequences. One day I called a parent-teacher conference to discuss his grades. He had been bombing every test, never turning in homework, and I knew his parents weren't going to be happy. The day of the conference, his mom showed up, or so I thought. She was polite, well-dressed, and nodded at everything I said with serious concern. "I'm so disappointed in Henry," Sho said. "He's going to be studying every night from now on. I'll make sure he never misses another assignment." It was the most respectful and responsible response I had ever gotten from a parent. I actually felt relieved Henry's mom was taking this seriously, but something felt off. For one, I had spoken to Henry's real mom on the phone before, and her voice sounded a little different, but I brushed it off. Maybe she just sounded different in person. At the end of the conference, Mom shook my hand, promised me she would make sure he changes. I felt good about the meeting. Henry was finally going to turn things around, until the next morning. The school secretary called me into the office saying Henry's real mom was on the phone. I picked up, expecting her to thank me for the meeting yesterday. Instead I heard, "What meeting?" My stomach dropped. I explained that we had met yesterday, and Henry's mom immediately lost it. I didn't go to any meeting. Who was there? That's when everything clicked. Henry had hired someone to pretend to be his mom, and I had fallen for it completely, I told the secretary, who was already calling Henry down to the office. By the time he got there, his real mom had already left work and was on her way. When Henry walked in, he had this smug little grin on his face, until he saw his mom standing behind me. I've never seen a student's soul leave their body so fast. She didn't even wait for me to speak. "You have 10 seconds to explain yourself," she said. Henry stammered, tried to make up some excuse, but it was too late. Whatever his mom did worked, since that was the last time he ever had a bad grade.